Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on King Richard II, and today we get to hear from King Richard II in Act 4, Scene 1. So at the end of Act 3, Scene 3, he went with Bolingbroke, sort of resigned to the fact that he was probably going to have to give up his crown. He was going to have to be deposed because he could not enforce Bolingbroke's banishment, and so many people have turned against Richard at this point that he's kind of resigned to the fact that Bolingbroke is going to have to be the next king. And then there was a little scene where we find out that yes, the rumor is that the king is going to be deposed, and then the beginning of Act 4, Scene 1, which is the scene we're in today, we have everybody sort of challenging O'Merle. We have this scene where everybody's throwing down their gauntlets and challenging O'Merle because they all want to say that O'Merle is the one who killed Gloucester, which, if you remember the very beginning of the play, Bolingbroke and Mowbray were sort of at each other's throats. Bolingbroke accused Mowbray of killing Gloucester, probably at the king's instruction, and Mowbray was banished for life because of that. So beginning of Act 4, Scene 1, lots of people are accusing O'Merle of actually being the one to kill Gloucester, and he does his best to stand up to all of them, to the point where he even borrows a glove from a gauge from somebody else to throw down, because there have been so many challenges made against him, and they're finally like, well, the only way that this is going to be settled is if we hear from Norfolk, meaning Mowbray. But then we find out that while Mowbray/Norfolk has been banished outside of England, at some point he died, so they realize that this can never actually be resolved. And Bolingbroke is like, all right, this can't be resolved, we'll have to send it to a trial at some other time. In the meantime, let's bring in the king, because we have some things that we need to discuss. So they send for Richard to bring him into this court setting, and when Richard enters, he says, "Alack, why am I sent for to a king, before I have shook off the regal thoughts wherewith I reigned? I hardly yet have learned to insinuate, flatter, bow, and bend my knee. Give sorrow leave a while to tutor me to this submission. Yet I well remember the favors of these men, were they not mine? Did they not sometime cry, all hail to me? So Judas did to Christ, but he in 12 found truth in all but one. I in 12,000, none. God save the king! Will no man say amen? Am I both priest and clerk? Well then, amen. God save the king, although I be not he. And yet, amen, if heaven do think him me. To do what service am I sent for hither?" He's very sad to be here doing what it is that he has to do right now, is basically what this boils down to. He comes in and he's a little resignedly snippy about this whole thing. He's like, there's a king calling to me, but I haven't actually given up my crown yet, so how can I be called to speak to a king when I don't know how to not be a king yet, because I'm still king? And wasn't it just yesterday that all of these people were praising me and saying long live the king about me, and if I say it now, is nobody going to respond? I'm the only one that wants me to live a long time. That's a thing. And then he's like, why am I here? And they tell him that he is here to be deposed, to hand over his crown to Bolingbroke. So he takes the crown and he extends it to Bolingbroke and says, I'm going to hold on to this side and you hold on to that side, and you can just take it from me. And he plays with words a lot at this bit, because Bolingbroke is kind of like, really, you're gonna be like this talkative about it? Like, you said you were gonna do this, so can you just sort of give me the crown and we'll be done with it? But Richard isn't quite ready to let go yet, and we get to hear a little bit more of that tomorrow, after he's played with words and he's toyed with Bolingbroke a little bit. He's not quite done with that, and Bolingbroke is finally like, are you just gonna let go? And tomorrow we get Richard's answer. So I will see you then for that. Mwah.